Good morning, YouTube. I am Bearded Ink, and today we are going to make the super cool electric dance DJ effect. That's what I called it. That's what it's known as. Electric DJ dance effect. That's what it's known as now. Now, backstory. Every Saturday we do a YouTube live here where I answer your questions live on stream with anything streaming related, whether it be about a bot, OBS, Twitch, YouTube, you name it. You come in with your questions and we try to find an answer for you. And a couple of weeks ago, we had a viewer come in and sent me a link to LanaDJ, who you just saw in the intro. There is a DJ streamer on Twitch over there. She is a partner doing a fantastic job, but he saw this effect on her stream with the outline and the color and the dancing and being able to interact with it and high-five it and things like that. And it's a really cool effect. And he wanted to replicate that. So I got to work. Now, I do believe that LanaDJ uses a special program with a filter, such as like the SnapCam filters and things like that, to get such clean and crisp edges and all of that. I am not 100% sure. I do know that there are paid programs out there that will do similar effects, but you know me, I wanted to do it for free. So we did. You're going to need a few things to get this going. So let's cover what you're going to need. All of the links to everything you need will be in the description below. And if you have followed my previous tutorials along, you probably already have them. We're going to need three things. The first thing you're going to need is an OBS plugin called Shaderfilter. You're also going to need an OBS plugin called Source Clone. And then you're going to need a background removal of some type. Now, if you have an RTX card, which is what I'm using for my effect here, you can use the NVIDIA RTX SDK kit to achieve that effect. If not, you maybe have a green screen or some other background removal program, tool, plugin, etc. that you can use to get the desired effect. And I'll show you why we need that and a possible workaround if you don't have any of those things. Okay, so let's just get right into it and show you how to create this what I call it, electric DJ dance effect. Electric DJ dance effect. Here we go. All right, so like I said before, we're going to need the three things. So here is the NVIDIA.com. I will link to this in the description below. This will lead you to the broadcast download center. And what you want to do is you need the video effects right here, and you can download. Make sure you get it for your card series. Now, if you don't have an NVIDIA RTX card, this will not work for you. But you will download and install either for the RTX 40 series, the 30 series, or the 20 series. And while you're here, go ahead and grab the audio effects one for future use as well. These are great effects. They will automatically be picked up by OBS. So once it's installed, the next time you open OBS, the video effects filters will all be there. Okay. You're also going to need the source clone filter. This is a plugin made by Exeldro. It is very, very handy for many things, and today we're going to use it. So just click the little download, get your download, get that plugin installed as well. And then while you're at it, go ahead and grab the Shaderfilter, another Exeldro plugin, because Exeldro is like a plugin god as far as OBS is concerned. This comes with like 127 or 212, some crazy fuck number of different shader filters for your webcam. It's really, really cool, and we're going to dive into it a little bit today. So go ahead, click that download button, go over here to your GitHub. You're going to come under the assets and then grab your installer for Windows, or if you're on Mac or Linux, of course, grab those. Now, once you have all of those downloaded, installed, we're going to open OBS, and I'm going to turn off my webcam here because I don't need you to see me 85 times. You're going to get tired of seeing my face today, I promise. But hi, we're right here now, big in the center, and I apologize for the jump scare. But you're going to open OBS, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a new scene, right? So we're going to put everything in its own scene, and then you can nest this scene to use with channel points or chat commands, however you want to enable this effect and when. It's a lot easier with a nested scene. So we're going to come, let's zoom in a little bit here. We are going to come right down here, we're going to click on the plus sign to add a new scene. And then we're just going to name this scene dance effect. You can name it again, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. But now we are in here. And the first thing we need to do is add our webcam. Okay. And I've already added my webcam on this installation of OBS like 140 times. So we have to make sure we have a unique name. It's just going to be a video capture device. We're going to name this one. I'm going to name it Dance Cam BG, because our first one is going to be a background. So then we're going to come up here. We're going to pick our camera. There we are. Hi, hello. And then we're just going to say, okay. Now, let me zoom back out again here for you. With this effect here, you're going to need 2 instances of your camera plus a copy. So we're actually going to have 3 instances of our camera. So make sure that your GPU and your CPU and all that can handle this effect before you just go live and go ham with it. It will require quite a bit of resources, but not so much that it's going to affect a whole lot of you out there. As long as if you're able to run your games in OBS and stream just fine, this will probably have no major effects on your performance. But if it does, you may need to think about winding it down or limiting the use of it. Okay. So we have our dance camera background, and this is so that we have the background behind you, whatever that is, whether it be, your wall of trophies and stuffed animals and things, or all of your game consoles, or books, because I told you I can read. So this is going to be like the base. Okay. So everything is going to go now on top of this, like the sandwich, but it's all going to be cameras. So now we're going to add, you guessed it, a second camera. So if we come back in here, let's go zoom in again. We're going to add yet another video capture device. We're going to call this one Dance Cam Main. I don't know, name it whatever you want. Just make sure that it's unique and you know what it is. Again, we're going to pick the same thing, and then here we go. So now we have both cameras. If we were to turn the visibility off, they're exactly the same. There's no difference, right? And that's what we want. So what we want to do is leave the visibility on. We're going to come in to the Dance Cam Main, the first one, and we're going to right click and go to filters. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit here. Hold on. Okay, we are going to right click and we're going to choose filters. It's going to bring up your filter effects. Now remember all of those things that I told you before. So we want to remove the background here. So this is where that NVIDIA one comes in. So if you downloaded that SDK, you will see now that there is the NVIDIA background removal thing there. We're just going to click on that. We're going to click OK on the little pop-up, and look at that. It removes our background. Now you can have quality or performance, but I prefer quality just because it does a little bit better job, especially like when you come in here. I mean, it's not perfect, right? It's not a green screen, but I always change the frequency here to 4, and then of course the threshold at 1, and it's going to do the job. And I'm going to show you why it's going to do the job. So we're going to click on close down here. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn the background camera one off, and then we're going to zoom back out for you. So you can see how I have my background is removed, but I'm all kind of like choppy. It's like, oh, right. It's not, like I said, it's not perfect, but for those of you that need a quick background removal, it's pretty good. But if we turn our background back on, all of that goes away, because all of that choppiness that we did have is now on the background layer, which is our main camera. So if we turn our one with the background off, we're just here, right? So that's why we kind of need the background one as well, but also because we don't want the effect that we're going to do to include everything in our background. So it's going to pick up some things, like it'll pick up the sound block here on my microphone, things like that. But for the most part, it's going to just pick up you, maybe a little bit of the chair, whatever, but it's not going to be anything. So anything that shows up basically in this part of your camera with the background off will have the effect on it, which, it can be kind of cool. All right. So now we need to add the source clone, and we're going to clone the camera that we made with the background removed. Okay, so we're going to come back in here. Let me zoom in one more time for you. We're going to come in. We're going to go now to source clone. You'll find this is the plugin that we just added in the beginning, and you'll find it under your sources, and we're going to click there. We can you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it clone just so we can tell what it is if we need to go in and make changes later. So I'm just going to name it dance clone. Now, when we come in here, you're going to have what type of clone it is. It's going to be a source, and then you're going to pick the source, and we want to, of course, do dance cam main, right? So we're going to come in here and we're going to look for dance cam main. Right there it is. And then as you can see, it will get the pop-up there. We don't need audio for this. We don't need a video buffer, and we do need to activate the clone. This is optional as well, but I always check it because why not, right? So then we're going to click OK. So now, as you can see, we have 3 copies of the camera, and we're going to drag the clone between the 2 because we want our main camera to be on top of our non-main camera, or the clone, as it were. Okay, so we can go ahead and lock this down too. So now, as you can see, there's nothing really going on, but we have 3 instances of our camera. Now, we've done the filter on our main cam for the background removal, and then we cloned it. So now the clone also has its background removed. So you can see the clone and the main camera are exactly the same. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to unlock again, because we want to right click on here. We want to come up to transform, and then we want to flip it horizontally or vertically. Is it horizontally? We want to flip it horizontally. And then as you can see, if I were to move like out of the way, here it is. There's 2 of me now, but we're backwards, right? Just like the effect, how it was kind of mirrored when she was dancing around, right? And I'm going to do my little dance here, and now we got that going on. So we're mirrored now. Okay, so now we're going to go and apply our filters to the clone. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to right click here. We're going to go back into filters. We're going to have our little clone source here, and now we're going to use the shader filter. So if I were to zoom in for you here, we are going to right click in the very bottom, user defined shader. That's the one we want. So we're going to click on this here. We're going to say okay, just leave it named whatever you want. Doesn't really matter the name. If you want to, you can name this one. Actually, let's go back and do that. So we're going to click here. We're going to go the user defined shader, the one right here on the bottom. This is from the Shaderfilter plugin that we just installed at the very beginning. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to name this one. We're going to name this one Shader Outline. And this is going to give us the outline effect that we need to recreate. So we're going to come in here, and you're going to click on this little checkbox right here, load shader text from file. And when you click on that, you're going to see the text file pop up. We're going to click on browse. You're going to browse to your shader filter. It should be in your OBS plugins. And we're going to look for one called edge detection. Now they're listed alphabetically here, so we're just going to roll down edge detection. We're going to click open, and you're going to get the plugin here, and then all of the different things that you can change. Okay, and what you're looking at now, as you can see, I'm kind of like a chalk outline of myself, right? So we're going to come under here where the checkbox is load a shader filter. That's where we checked. Our plugin detector, our shader file that we installed is here. And now we're going to come down here. So the sensitivity, you can play around with this, and you want to kind of want to watch what's going on up here. You can, make changes. So obviously the lower the sensitivity, the less the number of edges. So it goes very small. So we want a lot of edges, but we don't want too many. So maybe a 0.2, maybe something like that. and you can just kind of play around with it a little bit to see what you like. You know, this is all going to be up to you. I'm going to leave mine at about 0.15. And then it'll tell you down here under the notes. It's kind of hard to read because it's all just a text paragraph, but it kind of tells you what all of this stuff does. The only thing that I would do here is actually just nothing. I would change the edge color from white. So we're just going to pick this nice little blue here just to give it this nice blue color. But other than that, we're fine with this one. So if we close this out, now you can see that we're here and we have this blue dude kind of outline behind me, right? But we're still kind of a little bit far off from what you saw with LanaDJ's there. So we're going to go back into our filters. Same thing on the clone, and we're going to add another user defined shader. Now this one we're going to call dance, right? I don't know. We're going to call it shader dance. Why not? Make it. So the order that you put these in is very important. We want the outline to be first, and then this dance or color, or whatever you want to call it, will be second. Okay. And then we're going to come back over here. Same thing. We're going to ignore everything up here and then load shader text from file. And this one, this time, when we click on the browse, we want to look for one called rainbow. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the R's here and rainbow. Don't get confused with rain window. But as you can see, let me talk about this real quick. There are tons and tons. Like I told you, there's over 100 something different filters, and you can go through and check each one of these and see what they do. Some of them are very cool, like the little matrix effect. Night sky is actually pretty cool. There's some that you can do like a fire effect. There's fireworks. You can do RGB color wheels. I mean, there's a whole bunch, right? So go through, play with these. You might find some new things that you enjoy as well. But for this effect and the purpose of this, we're going to go with rainbow. And we're going to click on open. And then as you can see, it kind of looks what's going on, right? But don't worry. We're going to fix all that. So we're going to come back down to our settings down here. Now the saturation for me, I like to peg this out 9999 all the way up almost to 1. It just makes it really, really bright. Okay. For the luminosity, I left mine at 0.5, but again, you may have to, play around with the settings just a little bit. The one setting I suggest you never change is the spread. Okay. And it'll even tell you down in the notes, spread should be between 0.25 and 10. Edit at your own risk, right? So leave spread alone. The speed though, we want it kind of fast, right? Her dance moves a little fast, but maybe you want a little bit slower, so you can slow it down, and it's just how fast it actually changes the colors, right? So it goes really, really quick. You can have it like strobing effect all the way down to like almost nothing. I found that for me, about 2 was pretty good. That's a pretty good effect for what we need. The offset all the way up to 100. And then we want ours to go from top down, not from left, right. So I'm going to click vertical. And then as you can kind of see, it's going from top down, which is kind of the effect that LanaDJ had there. Now, the last things we need to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to click on the color to replace. And we want to click that blue color that we made our outline. Okay. It's the same one. If you chose a different color, then that's what you want to use. Whatever, just so it knows where to apply it. Then we're going to apply it to the image, and then we're going to replace image color. Okay, so once you've checked both of these boxes, then you're going to have an effect that looks like this. And then if we close this out and we look at it in real time, if I look to the side, look at that, huh? Pretty cool, pretty snazzy. Now again, if you wanted even more of an effect, check this out. Here's something you could do. We can come back in here and we can duplicate this one again. So we're just going to copy it, and then we'll come in here and we'll paste a duplicate, and we're going to move it down below the other one, right? let's go ahead. Before we lock it down though, we're gonna come out and we're gonna take this, click on here because it's the only one not locked. We can click on it and we're just gonna move it, say about, I don't know, 20, 25 or so of the, to the left. Well, here we are, 14 pixels to the right or to the left. And now, so we kind of have like this double effect going on, you know, and because of the extra outline, right, the extra effect, it kind of makes it do that. So I know I don't have a really cool DJ background like Lana does, and I don't have all the turntables and shit to wiki with, but you get the idea. So here's the effect, and then, you know, she was standing up and dancing and playing with her, so you can high five each other, you know, you can interact with it that way because you know it's there. And then all you have to do now is, because we have this as a scene, we can go to like the game scene that we have, and we can come in here and add a new scene as a source, and we'll add our dance effect. And here it is. And then we can, of course, resize it. So this can become like our webcam if you wanted it to, or overlay your webcam, whatever, like this here. And as you're moving around and shucking and dancing, maybe, you know, have this triggered on like when you get a raid or something. So you have like a little party going on, right? And you can dance or have it a channel point redeem, anything that you can think of that you would like to have that there it is. So LanaDJ, I know I don't really have your permission to use that, and I'm sorry, but I will be linking your Twitch down below in the link. So make sure, guys, you go check out LanaDJ and see the actual effect live in action and listen to her amazing DJ music skills. It's a lot of fun over there. I've been spending some time over there just lurking and dancing in my office here. So make sure you go and check that out. But before we go out of here though, let's go back to our dance effect scene, because I did tell you, remember, if you don't have the NVIDIA RTX card or a green screen or anything like that, what can you do about that? So I'm just going to turn all of this off real quick. We're going to go back into our dance cam, our main one, and we're going to turn the NVIDIA background removal off. Okay. But check this out, guys. If we go back in here and we add another user defined shader, I'm not going to bother to name it here, but it's the same thing like we just did with the source clone, and we load our shader from text, you'll notice that there is a background removal. So if we do that and we come in here, it's not the greatest, I tell you, okay, but it does have a lot of different things. So it's not the greatest, and you can kind of see it's not right. But I mean, for a filter, I mean, now I'm like kind of like a weird floating head. But read the notes. There are a lot of notes in here from Zeldro that kind of helps you pick what you want. You can do it, like, you know, it'll help. It'll help a little bit. It'll help. I highly recommend that you just use a green screen or, you know, things like of that nature. But if you don't have one, I'm not going to bother in this tutorial to go through and like mess with all of the settings to get everything kind of perfect. But you can follow all of these. There's a couple of tutorials. Zeldro has talked about this specifically a few times, and others have covered it as well. But you can get it pretty close. Not as good as the NVIDIA RTX one, and not as good, nearly as good as having an actual green screen, but it is an option for you. Okay. But we're gonna not do that. I'm not gonna do it for here. We're just gonna leave it all as it is, and we're gonna have our nice, cool, a little dancing effect on there, and then we're just gonna go on our merry little way. Okay, so that's it. So I hope that you have fun playing around with this and have fun going into those shader filters. Check them out one by one. Some of them you can find some really cool uses for. Others you may find kind of pointless, and that's fine. You can skip over them. They're just basic text files, so they don't take up a whole lot of space in your computer. But the ones that you do like, man, have fun with them. And if you want to make a little DJ dance effect, a 3D electric DJ dance effect, because that's what I called it. That's what it's called now, forever and ever. Electric DJ dance effect. 2 thumbs up. Look at that. Yeah, thank you guys for checking this out. If you learned anything, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Bearded Ink. Thanks for coming along. I hope you have a good time. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell to know when I post a new tutorial or go live, which we do every Saturday, almost without fail, right here to answer your streaming questions live on air and on screen. We'll get your problems fixed up. If there was something here that you didn't really like, go ahead and give me that thumbs down. That's fine. But all I ask is if you do give me the thumbs down, you leave a comment down below and let me know what it is that you just disliked about the video. That way I can make changes moving forward to bring you better tutorials, better content in the future. But that's it. We're going to end it today because guess what? Today is Saturday and I do have to go live. So we're going to get prepared for that. So until next time, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you get some use out of these filters and plugins and have fun with it. And I can't wait to see what you create. Let me know in the comments below when you've made something really, really cool. And I can't wait to check it out. But until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease.